McCarthy finally gets the House of Representatives. What does this mean for crypto? Also, the unemployment rates have come out. What does this mean for crypto? And is the government really lying? All that and more in this video, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo?
Damn hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 every
What's going on? It's your boy Ski, and today we have a banger daily market news analysis. So without any further ado, let's bring the action. Kevin McCarthy, elected House Speaker in rowdy post-midnight vote, but it wasn't without its share of drama. It took over 15 votes, the first time since the Civil War that this has happened. Absolutely crazy news. And I know what you're thinking. Well, your boy Ski, this isn't a political channel, blah, blah, blah. And you're right. I do not care about politics. I care about the markets. And this will be affecting the markets. And I'm going to be getting into how that will affect the markets later on. So, all right. So there was drama after the 14th
of the speaker vote tonight. As far as I understand it, Kevin McCarthy only needed one more vote, and that was from Matt Gaetz. So he walked over and started arguing with him. And then out of freaking nowhere comes Congressman Mike Rogers. He looks pissed. And he approaches Matt Gaetz, says something to him, and then gets restrained and gets a hand over his mouth. McCarthy turned around and started walking away. I don't think he heard what happened. But then he hears something, whoa, and turns around and starts...
You know, as you could see, they were pissed that they didn't get to have their weekend. They had stuff to do at 2 o'clock on Friday. All right, so they had to get out of there. So he was mad that wasn't happening. But how does this affect the markets? Okay, you guys, I'm gonna just be upfront, honest. Kevin McCarthy's role is to ensure that no bills get passed for the next 2 years, essentially. So literally, they could have just done this for the next 2 years, and basically the same output would have been the same. So that's basically his role. No bills can come forward without his stamp of approval, or whoever the House of Representatives is. Bills cannot come forward without their stamp of approval. Okay, so after all that drama, they say that, or Kevin McCarthy says that their first bill will be to repeal funding for over 87,000 new IRS agents. This was something that was passed last year. These people, the IRS agents, make no mistake about it, will be going after small businesses and small, working class people. They're not going after the rich, okay? There was a guy, shout out to Clear Tax Cut Videos. He made a video where he was just talking about how he is 10 years of experience. These guys, they're going to get like a little 6-week course or whatever, and then you think they're going to go after the guy with 10 years of experience or people that don't have a team of tax experts. Like, it's common sense. So I don't. This is kind of much ado about nothing because, again, bills cannot be passed without Senate and the House. So they can put all the stuff that they want, but ultimately, the Democrats have they have control of the Senate, and the Republicans have control of the House. What that means essentially for the markets and as far as legislation goes, basically nothing will be done for the next 2 years. As far as the market goes, and why this is important, why this is relevant, is the markets actually like certainty. And one thing that is certain almost is that no bills are going to be passed for the next 2 years. So the markets don't like a bunch of legislation being passed. So as far as the markets are concerned, this should be positive news. And here is the video of him saying that he's coming after.
Repeal the funding for 87,000
the IRS agents.
I know the night is late, but when we come back, our very first bill will repeal the funding for 87,000 new IRS.
So there you go. And here are some of the concessions that were made in order for him to finally win on the 15th go-around. It will only take one single congressman to act, known as the Jefferson motion, to move or remove the Speaker of the House as it goes on their word or policy agenda. Again, more like blockades for legislation to not be passed. And again, as far as the market's concerned, that is typically a good thing. Whether legislation or however you stand on the aisle, that may or may not be a good thing. But as far as the market, the stock market and the cryptocurrency market, they do not like a bunch of legislation being passed. All right, a church-style committee will be covered to look into the weaponization of the FBI, the other government organizations, the CIA. So they're making a committee to investigate the FBI, their doings with Twitter and all the other social media. They call it big tech censorship, but in reality, it's big government censorship that utilizes big tech. Term limits will be put up for vote. This could be a positive thing. Likely much ado about nothing again. It's hard for me to imagine a scenario where they're going to vote for themselves not to have a job. But they'll vote on it at least. At least that was a concession. Bills represented in Congress will be single subject, not omnibus with all attendance. Basically, for years and decades now, you could just have someone else vote for you. You could say, this is how I want to vote. Will you go vote for me? Now this makes it to where every single bill that has to be passed, everyone has to be present. There will be a 72-hour minimum period to read them. So things like the thing that just happened at the end of the year, $1.7 trillion, over 4,000 pages of legislation for this $1.7 trillion bill. To put that in perspective, 4,000 pages is more pages than the Bible, all of the Harry Potter books, all of the Lord of the Rings books combined, and you would still have 1,000 pages. And they were expected to read, digest, comprehend, and make an informed decision within 24 hours. So no more of that. Even 72 hours really isn't enough time in my opinion, but it's better than just in the wee of the night right before, the lame duck is over. $1.7 trillion in funding just gets passed, and literally no one has an idea still what was just passed. All right, the Texas border plan will be put in Congress. The four-pronged aims to complete physical border infrastructure to so they're trying to fix the the walls, if you will. COVID mandates will be ended, as will funding for them, including so-called emergency funding. Budgets will stop the endless increases. And what else? That looks like that is it as far as this goes. So those were some of the major concessions that were made. Make no mistake about it, though, Kevin McCarthy is a part of the boys club. I'm just going to show you guys this, and I'm going to leave this here. There he is. He's right on the World Economic Forum. So as far as the XRP agenda, the ISO 20022 agenda, he's a part of this plan. So make that as you will. Now let's get into the cryptocurrency markets. The markets reacted very positively on Friday to this news. There was definitely some pumping going on. Right now it's the weekend, so retail is in chart. Pretty much it's retail investors right now. Market cap sitting at $823 billion. We were at the last full moon. Yesterday was the Cancer Wolf Moon. We still have maybe like 5 days, so it could be up until the 11th, January 11th. However, that being said, I really think and view the bottom is pretty much in. All of 2022 was down, spikes down, and mostly sideways. My outlook on the 2023 market is it's going to be spikes to the upside, but mostly sideways and grueling up. So I think that this continual, perpetual motion down is pretty much over. You're seeing that with Congress, no legislation being passed, as well as the Fed saying that they're not going to pivot, but they're essentially going to be flat with their rate hikes, and you're going to see this in the market. The biggest gainers of the last 24 hours, Mana up 6.7%, Sandbox up 5%, Algo up 3% on the week. Lay Dow is up 54%. So like I said, you're seeing some pumps in the markets. The markets were definitely reacting positively. 30% to the upside, near up 24%. You love to see that. Now the biggest losers on the day, not too much down. After a 54% to the upside, you should expect a 2.3% down. So basically the market is flat and up, and that's sort of how I view the whole market as a whole, all of 2023. I think that we will get some sort of retracement in there, but mostly if I were to look at the markets as a whole, it's going to be sideways and up, in my opinion. Today on the crypto bubbles, kind of a mixed bag. Some things up, some things down. And that's sort of how I view all of 2023. 2023 is the year of accumulation, my friends. The year of accumulation. Okay, this is the last sort of time. And it's not going to be as discouraging as it was to be accumulating in 2022, because you were accumulating in 2022. It was just going down and down and down, it seemed like. I view 2023, it's going to be sideways and slightly up. So it's going to be kind of positive. You might get a little 1.9% pump here and there or whatever. 2024 and 2025, I still believe will be the euphoric time. But this, my friends, will be the year of accumulation. Now, just in, MasterCard to launch program for music artists built on the Polygon blockchain. More and more development for the Polygon Network. You love to see it. You love to hear it. Now, just in, SBF requests to access his $450 million Robinhood stake for legal fees. So I assume that this is where he got bailed out. He said that he had $100,000. Likely someone gave him a loan, bailed him out off of his collateral, whatever. We'll see what comes of this. This guy is kind of the sacrificial lamb, in my opinion. Definitely the sacrifice to mark the bottom, in my opinion. Just in, U.S. unemployment rate falls to 3.5%, lower than expectations. This is kind of crazy to me because we're seeing things like Amazon laying off 17,000 employees. Facebook, Meta, laying off 11,000 employees. All these big tech companies are laying off employees, but somehow or another, 3.5% unemployment rate. We're just keep going down while more companies are laying off. One of these is not like the other. Now, that is the daily, weekly crypto news. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. Let me know in the comments if you guys are wanting more of these daily market news, weekly market news analysis. I kind of went away from it a little bit, but if you guys are messing with it, and if you want some as unbiased as I possibly can, and if I do have a bias, I will share my bias with you guys. If that's something that you guys want in the future, just comment it down below. But make sure you like this video, subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless. I'm out.
Day I'm hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 every